welcome to the Missouri River. I know when you look out over to your right, doesn't look much like a river. You are on Upper Holter Lake. Holter Lake is created by Holter Dam, which is located 22 miles downriver from where we are right now. This is as far back as Holter Dam impacts the Missouri. If you were to go around that point over there where the land and water meet into the low spot in the mountain, you'd be going in free-flowing natural Missouri River. Much more its natural state, rapids, eddies, all kinds of navigational issues around that point. 5 miles past that point, you come to Hauser Dam. Hauser Dam is the oldest dam in the area. It was built in 1908. It failed in 1909, but more about that a little later. 25 miles past Hauser Dam, you come to Canyon Ferry Dam. Canyon Ferry Dam is the largest dam in the area. It's also the oldest, 67 miles, or youngest, 67 miles. So there's 67 miles worth of water behind Canyon Ferry Dam. You travel that entire distance and another couple dozen miles further, and you come to Three Forks, Montana, Headwater State Park, where three beautiful rivers come together. The Madison, the Jefferson, and the Gallatin. Those three rivers come together to form the longest flowing river in North America, the Missouri River you are on this afternoon. Official bird watch list with 123 species of birds that can be found in the canyon. Now as we drift by this cliff face on the left, look at the overhangs. You're going to see little mud domes, little cliff swallow nests. See them up there? There's tens of thousands of those throughout the canyon. They're made out of spit and mud. How would you like to make your house out of spit and mud? We actually have 7 species of swallows in the canyon. We have cliff swallows, bank swallows, barn swallows, violet green swallows, and white-throated swifts. The awesome thing between our bat and swallow population, as long as you are with me in the canyon, you will not be bit by a mosquito. We have absolutely no mosquitoes due to those two populations. Now if you look out in front of the boat on that right-hand side on the edge of that ridge line, you're going to see a huge ponderosa pine, standing sentinel all by itself with a dark mass at the top. Last year that was an active bald eagle's nest. Now I am a little concerned. They tend to use the same nest year after year. We've been watching the female that belongs to that nest for an awful long time. She was about 32 years old, so I am a little afraid we might have lost her over the winter without that nest in use. They also mate for life. This lady was on her second mate. We found her first mate one season. He was wandering around on the left-hand bank, acted kind of funny, and I know we want bald eagles to be great hunters, but actually they are scavengers, and he had eaten something that was contaminated with lead. There was nothing they could do for him, so she was on her second mate, but she did just fine. But those 3 eaglets she had last year, that was number 86, 87, and 88 that she'd given life to over her 25 plus years of reproductivity. She was not only on her second mate, she was on her 3rd nest. Her first nest, it got so large it toppled the tree. Her second nest, unfortunately, she lost that one in the 2007 Marietta fire, but it wasn't very unfortunate for us because she built this 3rd nest so accessible to us and all of our tour guests. Now, we nearly lost our bald eagles, but before I go on with that, look at this tree. It's a fir tree up here, short needles. Do you see it? Halfway up, there's a bald eagle on the left-hand side. Do you see it, you guys?
Oh, yeah. Right there.
Got it?
Yes.
Everybody got their eye on it?
Right down the edge.
Okay. Now, we nearly lost our bald eagles in the 70s. We were under 300 mating pairs of bald eagles in the United States. But they discovered it was DDT that was the culprit. Actually affected all of our birds of prey. Didn't harm the adults. What it did, it interfered with the egg-laying glands of the females. The shells wouldn't harden. They'd roll those eggs in the nest and they'd lose their offspring. Well, once that was discovered, DDT was banned for use in the United States. They were put on the endangered species list, and I am happy to report that today we have over 4,000 mating pairs of bald eagles in the lower 48. That doesn't even include Alaska.
Nice.
You can find a mating pair of bald eagles in every state of the union except for Hawaii. I guess they just never checked out the Hawaiian Islands. They are off the endangered species list, but will forever be protected. Wildfire is very much a part of life in the western United States. We plan for it, we prepare for it, we even budget for it. But sometimes Mother Nature still throws more at us than we can handle. And that was true in 2007. There were fires burning all over the state of Montana. So when lightning struck here in the wilderness in Marietta Canyon, they didn't devote very many resources to it. The fact is, this fire burned from July until the snows of November officially put it out. So as you can see here in these steep canyons, it just devastated the landscape. It burned so hot it sterilized the ground for several years. That tree stump over there used to be 40 yards out into the swim area. See, what we had were debris flows for several years. That's 40 yards out, 35 feet deep. That's a lot of mountainside that came down. Forest Service tried to keep Meriwether Picnic Area open for a couple of years, and then they just decided it was not safe to allow people to go in there. It was closed from 2009 to 2017. It has since reopened. That is where we're going to stop. You're going to be able to get out, stretch your legs. When you're looking around, look for a water fountain. It's about the height of your ankle. That is not a pet fountain as is popular today. That is a human fountain that has been buried by debris. There are cook grills, picnic tables, and one outhouse that didn't survive. They're under 15 feet or more of gravel. They'll never be found. Meriwether Picnic Area used to be the second most popular picnic area in the state of Montana. In fact, the Helena Symphony had one concert a season out there. The acoustics are incredible.